Hello, everyone. I'm Laura Barat from laurabaratastrologer.com, and today I'm interviewing Jennifer Walker Zen. She is an intuitive empath and card reader. She reads several different types of card systems, including tarot, Lenormand, gypsy, and playing cards. And today we're discussing the Lenormand Cards, something I've always wanted to know a little bit more about, and she has a lot of expertise in this area. And if you'd like to visit her website, it's jenniferwalkerzen.com, and her YouTube channel is Jennifer Walker Zen, and I'll put that down in the description. Okay, so please tune in. Thank you. Okay, I'm so glad to welcome Jennifer Walker to my channel. This is my first interview with her. And I'm really excited. Today we're going to be discussing the Lenormand cards, something I really don't know very much about, and very interesting subject. So I'm going to give it to you, Jennifer. She's from, I want to put on here her YouTube channel, which is Jennifer Walker Zen. So if you guys would like to check it out, please feel free. And yeah, we can just take it away, Jennifer. Just tell me a little bit, what are the Lenormand cards and about the history and
Sure, no problem.
Okay.
So a lot of the systems, and thank you so much, Laura, for bringing me onto your channel. I really, really appreciate it. I love your channel. Your channel.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. So with the Lenormand, it's a lot of these systems are based on the playing cards. Okay, even the tarot is based on the playing cards, but there's a lot of mystery around really about how everything came about. But the Lenormand in particular, it's theorized that the Petite Lenormand cards, they're a 36 card oracle system that was named after a French celebrity. Basically, she was a tarot card reader. She became very famous, and her name was Mary Anne Lenormand, and she lived from 1772 to 1843. Okay. So a lot of people feel that this was actually based on a system of either the playing cards or the gypsy. I don't know if you've ever seen the gypsy, but the gypsy playing cards as well. So the gypsy
I haven't.
are very similar. Yeah, these are really cool too. You should check these out.
Oh, wow.
And then of course, you know about the playing cards.
Yeah, yeah.
There's other systems like the Kipper. You know, there's the Kipper deck.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of different Kippers. There's another, that's a German version of the Kipper. So with the Lenormand, there's a French version and there's a German version. As you use the Lenormand decks, you'll start to build up like what you feel as though you resonate with the cards with. But there is specific definition. So what I first want to talk about is probably just going into each definition of each card, and then talk about the significators that there are, because this is what helps you to understand what's going on. And when we get to the grand tableau, because really the beautiful thing about Lenormand is the grand tableau. It's taking the whole deck and laying it out and being able to see someone's life from different angles. So you can see what's going on with their love, you can see what's going on with their health, you can see what's going on with their car if you want to, if they're going on vacation. You can see a lot of different areas. And it's good to time this. You know, you can do it from like 3 to 6. I like to do 8 months, and I like to use each card because it's rows of 8. So if you do 8 months, you're going to time it out, so that's exactly 8 months out. You'll get to see exactly what's going on. And I've found that actually it's great for timing, because you can kind of literally see, okay, this is going to happen in 3 months. This is going to happen in 4 months. You can see it. It's very plain sight. So let's start out with the definitions. Okay, so put these in order. So we're just going to hold these up. All right. So the first card is the writer. I'm not going to get into the playing, but obviously you see that each one of these has a playing card that's attached to it. And this would be the...
so there is a correspondence with the Lenormand cards and the suits and playing cards.
Yes. Yes. So if you're familiar with the playing cards, then you can integrate that into the reading as well. For the most part, when I do readings, when I incorporate it, I just use the straight symbolism. But of course, if you want to layer it more and you're familiar with the playing card system, you can definitely add more in-depth things to your reading to help you, really bring it out. But of course, it's more of an advanced thing because, obviously, when you get too much information, it becomes a little bit too confusing. So,
oh yeah.
So, now, so the writer. What is the writer card? It's anything to do with messages, a visitor. This can even be literal. Okay, so it can represent a horse. Okay, so if you're literally trying to see, because with Lenormand, things can be taken literal. So if you have a dog, it can represent a dog. So you literally can be like, oh, that's a dog. Okay.
Okay.
So the rider is, it's a fast card. So if you wanted to do as far as timing goes and this comes out, you know it's going to happen quick. And the rider is a representation of any kind of messages, anything that's coming in, any kind of visitors, and it's a fast card. Okay, so the next card is the Clover card. And obviously we got another playing card. I'm putting these in order, so it's going to go all the way to 36.
Okay.
The Clover card is about risk. It's about luck. It's about reconciliations if we're talking about love. By the way, also with the writer, if there is a third party situation, it can represent the other man and the person or the other person. It can represent the other person.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is something that's sudden, it's risk, it's luck, and also with the Clover card, it's considered luck. Okay, so it's like if you get your hair done, all right, you get your hair done and you're happy with it, but you're not happy with the length. That's the Clover card. It's luck, but it's a little bit of luck with a little bit of a catch. Okay, so.
Oh, I see. Okay.
With the ship card. So what's the number 3 is the ship card. Okay. This can represent, this is symbolism for your car. So it would be your car or any kind of vehicle. This also represents like movement, travel. And if we're talking about love, it can be a foreign love. It can be anything kind of like foreign movement. It can be literally taken as a ship. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Like if you wanted to look at location, or like, oh, okay, it's going to be around on the beach or the ocean. It's going to be next to a boat. Okay, so
interesting. So if that comes up, the person's going to travel,
yeah, you have to always keep it in context,
right?
So if you like when you're shuffling the cards, you want to program it. Okay, so you can program that particular card to say, okay, what's going to happen? Am I going to go on a trip? And you say, okay, when you're shuffling the cards, you program that into the card, saying like, okay, am I going to go on a trip? I'm going to go on a trip. And then when you lay out the spread, you'll say, okay, this is what's going to happen with this. Or in the grand tableau when you're shuffling it, when you're looking for that card.
Okay.
So you can pick and choose what cards you want to program to do what you want them to do. So this one is the house card. This is house and family. This can be literally taken as a house. You can find out what's going on with your house by using this card. This can be literally taken as a house. So obviously it's a building, so some type of building. Also,
yeah, that's interesting because number 4, the 4th house, is the house of the home, and your building of the house. So that corresponds to astrology there.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. You know, I had read somewhere that the Virgo and Scorpio were added later as far as astrology goes. I read that somewhere that actually those particular signs were added later. And I don't remember what book it was from, but I'll have to look it up and I'll have to tell you. I'll email you about it later. But anyway,
okay,
I'll talk to you about that.
Okay.
So we have the tree card, which is next. This one represents health. It represents healing. It represents patience. It represents boredom. It can represent boredom. It also can represent something that's going to take a long time. So if we're talking about timing, obviously the tree takes a long time to grow. It's going to take a long time. But this particular card can be used for health. So if you want to know what's going on with your health, you can use the tree card.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I'm going to grab a sip of this tea real quick. All right, the clouds. Now, when I think of this card, I think of, which card would I say? I would say that this card is more like, I'm trying to think of, in tarot, which card? I would say this is like the moon card, okay? So like the moon card in tarot, you know how it's like something's hidden.
Yep.
Something is clouded, some kind of confusion, right? Something that's yet to be revealed. It also can signal trouble. So, and a lot of people, a lot of readers will use directions. So, like, if there's a dark side of the clouds, like, that's where the trouble is going to be, and then with the light side of the clouds. So, it just depends on your reading style. You can use directions in the cards also. But, yeah, that is the clouds. And then we got the snake. All right, so... Ooh. The snake card can be... Oh, by the way, also, go back to the clouds for a second here. Okay. This can literally mean a cloudy day, you know, weather. You can use this as a weather card as well. So, so keep going here. The snake is backbiting, it's jealousy. It's kind of like, for me, like the devil card in the tarot. Bondage, addiction, depression, procrastination. Also, this can be the other woman. So it can be the other woman in when there's a third party situation going on. This can be the other woman, which is the snake. Something sly, slick. Also, as far as it's a physical object, this can be a wire. This can be a hose. So if you're looking for something, you're trying to figure out where it's at. You get this, you're like, all right, it's got to be somewhere where there's a hose or a wire.
Wow.
That's interesting. Tubing, anything like that. So here is the death card. So, which is called the Coffin Card. Now, a lot of, unlike the tarot card, a lot of the Lenormand readers will tell you that this card does not mean transformation. This means death. This means endings. Okay, not literal death. It depends on what cards are around it, but this can mean endings. This can mean stopping, something stopping. It can mean fatalities. It also can be, if we're talking about shapes, if you're looking for something, this can be a drawer or a box. So that's also something to keep in mind. If you're looking for something it can be a box or a drawer or something that's dark or, yeah, it's interesting. Okay, the bouquet card. Okay, so the bouquet card is, so unlike the Clover card, which is a little bit of luck, this one's like a medium-sized luck. So it's beauty, it's appreciation, it's a gift. Like when I was telling you about the runes, they have a gift card. This is a gift. And so you're receiving a gift. You can receive an invitation. It's beauty. It can actually physically, it can be flowers. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Scythe. This card reminds me of the Tower card in the tarot. Okay. So it's like something that, so you know how the tarot goes in the tarot. How we explain it all the time online is, okay, the tower happens. A tower moment happens. Something sudden, something unexpected, right? Your car breaking down. That's unexpected. It's sudden. You have to pay money. It's not a good thing. Winning the lottery is unexpected. It's sudden, but it's a positive thing. So it can be negative or positive. Okay? So it can cut things away that, you know, like harvesting something. So that's a good thing. But it also can be like, let's say there's a separation or a breakup in a relationship. That's a bad thing when you see that scythe. You're like, oh, that's not good. It can also, if it's next to and back of a person, like, so let's say you have a face card, right? And then you have this card, like, right, like that. All right. So this can represent an ex.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's funny. Anyway, I put like that. Like, oh, is that your ex? Yeah, that's my ex. But yeah, not like that. It's weird. There was somebody who they were cut away. They were separated. You know.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, and obviously it can represent a tool, like a cutting grass. It's like the lawnmower right there.
Oh yeah, right. Or an axe or something.
Yeah. So we have the whip card. Okay, so this one is it's like arguments, disputes, like the Five of Wands of the tarot. So arguments. What's the tarot has the Five of Wands: arguments, disputes, fights, options, competition. For this particular card, it's it can be anything repetitive. It's something that's like repetitive over and over and over again. It can also be a sexual card because obviously I have seen it come out that way. When I've got the lilies with this card, I'm like, yeah, definitely there's something sexual going on there.
Yeah.
The lilies can be passion. It can be purity. It can be, you know, those kinds of things. So if you put that with the whip, it's like, yep, it's something sexual, definitely. Okay, so It also can be exercise, believe it or not, because exercise is something repetitive. Yeah,
oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the birds. The birds are communication. So there are any forms of communication. They can be gossip. They can also be anything in pairs. Okay, so it can be a couple.
Oh, I see.
And we have the child card. The child card would be, you can be actually representing one of your children or children. It can be a fresh start, a new opportunity. When you think of this card, think about like the Fool card. The Fool card is like something to do with fresh beginnings, innocence, new starts, anything new. It also is something that can make something small. Like what I mean is, let me just give an example. So it can be like, let's say you have this house, like they want to find out about your house, you're going to get a small house.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's funny, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. It can downgrade things. So like, even if you do money, like there's the money card. So if you do this card with this card, it means that you're going to get a little bit of money.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Can it mean children specifically?
Yes, it can mean children. Yes, it can mean children specifically. Pregnancy. It just depends on the context. Yeah, actually, we do have a pregnancy card. Yes, and yes, you're absolutely right about that. So let's say if you got that card and that card. This card means pregnancy. It means change. This is actually the stork. Think about the stork. The stork does represent pregnancy. But if you get this card and this card, definitely means there's pregnancy going on.
Okay, cool.
Exactly. Yes. All right. So the next one is the bear. So this one, for me, is like the Emperor card. So it's like a person who's in authority, who's controlling. So think about a bear. Bear, it can be nurturing, it can be motherly. Mm-hmm. But on the same token, if there's negative cards around it, it's someone who can be controlling. It can be someone who is overbearing, right? It can represent a literal bear. It can represent a literal bear.
Like a boss?
Yeah, it can be a boss, exactly. Yes, exactly. Yes, this is my boss card. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. The Emperor is the boss card as well. So, but this can be male or female. So it can be a motherly figure, it can be a fatherly figure. It can be a boss. It can be someone who's in control or who needs to gain some kind of strength.
I see.
Depending on the context. Then we have the Star card. This card is a lot of people, a lot of readers will say that the Star card doesn't mean a wish and hope, but I always associate this card with the wish and hope because of course I read tarot. So for me, it feels comfortable to read this card this way. But it's about spirituality. It's about it can actually be about the night sky. Obviously, it can be anything that you want to find out about if it's going to spread out. Like so, it can be spread out. It can represent the internet because obviously. The internet is a lot of people and it's a lot of different things. So it can be spread out. It can actually mean stars, spirituality, hopes, wishes, that kind of thing.
If that comes up in a spread, like with a love card, then it's you find love on the internet.
Yes, there you go. Yeah. It's with the ship card too as well.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Okay, so we have the Fox card. Now, there's a lot of controversy around this card because some people see this as the 9-to-5 job, go to 9-to-5 job. Some people, they're like, no, this is crazy. You don't say that it's a 9-to-5 job. But the Fox card it's like the 7 of Swords energy. It's manipulation. It's, think about a cat. When I look at this card, I think about a cat. What does a cat do? A cat they do little sly, slick things, but on the same token, they're very intelligent, right? So when you think about the Fox, think about a cat as far as the interpretation goes. It also can literally represent a fox or a cat or like, a feline kind of animal. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Manipulation, that's all that right there. Okay, so as we did talk about the Stork. The Stork represents change. Improvements, migration. The Stork also represents pregnancy. If you were gonna find out what this person looked like, and you see the stork, it means they're gonna be tall because look at the long legs on the stork.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And actually, you would look at the symbolism too if you wanted to look at the location. Obviously, this is at a shore area. Obviously, so. Okay, the dog card. The dog card. I love this card. This card is a very positive card, and actually, there's negative and positive cards that I'm going to talk about too. So I'll make sure I cover that.
Okay.
So the dog card can be your friend, so your best friend. This could be a soulmate. This can be the other person. If you wanted to program a card when you do the grand tableau and you have the male and the female cards, which I'll talk about, you can program this one as the third party to find out what's going on.
Wow.
This can be loyalty. This can be loyalty. Unbelievable. I mean, I know I'm saying that this can be the third party, but it does represent the concept of loyalty.
Yeah, like a dog.
Yeah, or a literal dog. Exactly. Yep. The Tower card. So there is 3 cards that a lot of people reference as business cards, which would be, you know, the Fox card would be a 9-to-5 job. The Bear card would be like a manager kind of corporate job. This one is like a CEO, like Bill Gates kind of job here. Okay,
oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this can represent a corporate tower. This can represent a building. This can represent isolation, separation, following the rules, because of obviously it's a structured kind of thing. It's following the rules. So it depends on the context of what your question is, of how you would interpret that card. But obviously it can be a tall building, a literal tall building. So here's the garden. This is another great positive card. This represents, now if you want to find out what's going on with your YouTube channel and your public, you would use this card. How do they view me? What's going on with this? You would use the garden card because this represents the public. This represents people, socialization, going out. So like if you wanted to find out if someone was going to go out with you and the end card was this, yes, they're going to go out with you.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. This represents socializing, going out. This can be a restaurant. This can be a bar, any place where there's a group of people. This can be a conference. This can be anything where there's a gathering of people, family. This can be an office, place of people. You know, it's all people. All right, so we have the mountain card. The mountain card is about blockages, delays, obstructions. Obviously, if we're talking about timing, it's going to be a long delay there. However, with the mountain card, you can overcome blockages with this. It's not like you can go over a mountain. You know, there's ways to overcome. It's not like it's completely like the Coffin card. No, stop. You know, this one can be overcome
with a lot of effort, right? Or
yeah, and obviously this represents a literal mountain.
Okay.
All right, Crossroads. So this one is, to me, like the Two of Swords energy in the tarot. So it's like, can be an indecision. It also come out when somebody has more than one choice. When you were dealing with a love situation, you can see this. Like a lot of times, it'll be next to a person's face, and then you'll have this card. So it'll show me that, wow, there's more than one person there. So it can show a lot of choices. It can show a new path. It can show a long way. And obviously it can be a crossroads, a literal crossroads, or path. Okay, so, and by the way, the garden card, it can literally mean a garden, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we have the mice card next, which is, it's worry. It's anything that is eating away at you. It can actually literally mean mice. It can also mean when something is being taken away from you. So that's not really a good thing when you have something like that. You know, when you have something pertaining and something dwindling away or being taken away pertaining to love. That's not really a good card to have. So yeah, it can eat away at things. It can take away things. It can give losses. So that's the mice card. Yeah. So
bubonic plague.
What's that? Yeah, bubonic plague.
Yeah. It showed up again in Los Angeles. It's. I've heard that it's showed up again in Los Angeles, so
Oh
that's
my
why.
God. Stay away.
Yeah.
Oh man, just as I was talking about the heart is right next to it after that. So,
Okay.
and also it's not a really good thing if you see the tree and then you see the mice afterwards. It means something's up with your health. So yeah, none
Oh
of
yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
So speaking of the bubonic plague, yeah. So the heart card can actually literally mean your heart. So if you wanted to find out what was going on with your heart, the health of your heart, you could program this as one of the cards.
Okay.
Sometimes I have done things where I've done spreads on like, I like watching those kind of mystery shows and stuff about how people have, how they really die and stuff like that. So sometimes I'll do a spread on that, and it's interesting what stuff will come up. It's like so literal of how people will die or what is involved with the situation. So interesting. But anyway,
You mean like people from the past that they didn't?
Yeah, yeah. You can look up. You can. Okay.
That they didn't know how to diagnose, or they diagnosed them wrongly.
Yeah, you could check that out. You could do a spread on that. Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes when like you see on the news, you hear an announcement of like a celebrity or something dying, and they won't exactly know how they died. So I was like, I just want to do a spread on that and see how they died. Or this one particular person that I was looking up, they said they didn't know how the person died. They weren't sure yet. So basically, I did the spread on it, and I found out it was something to do with the heart. And then I think it was a week later, it confirmed it for me. I was like, oh my God, yeah, that's crazy. It did come out exactly the way it said. So,
was that Rick Ocasek?
What's that?
Was that Rick Ocasek?
I don't remember who it was, but
yeah, because he died suddenly, and they didn't know, and then it came out later it was his heart or his arteries in his heart.
Yeah, it was something that was recent. I know it was something that was recent. I was like, oh my God, I was like, there you go. See?
Yeah.
Well,
interesting.
Yeah, so
wow.
it can literally mean, and I think also the way it came out, the spread came out with the child, which was something that was shrinking, and also I think it was the snake. So as I told the snake, well, whatever, but yeah, it was crazy. I was like, okay, wow, okay, that's interesting. Also, sometimes those those 411 like missing persons things and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll throw spreads out on that, like, okay, well, what exactly really happened there? Because I'm curious to see if it's something spiritual in nature or if it's like a real, just a person that was involved in someone's missing person. So it's interesting.
Wow.
A lot of times with those things, from what I can see from the spreads, it's a lot to do with people. So more to do with people and not so much with like a spiritual kind of thing. But anyway.
Okay.
I digress. So the heart card is, it can literally mean a heart. It can obviously mean love. It can be compassion, anything to do with kind of feelings involved. Obviously, it can literally mean the shape of a heart or hearts. So pretty cool card.
Yeah.
And also, obviously, you can use it for the health of your heart. And then we have the next thing, which is the ring. So the ring card, if you wanted to find out if somebody was committed or not, or you were going to have some kind of agreement, if you're going to do a contract. So let me see what card. So let's say you were seeing, like, I don't know if I'm going to get this house. I don't know if I'm going to be approved for this contract. If you got these kind of cards, where's the house at? So if you got something like that, it would show that you got the contract and you're committed to it. So there you go.
Oh, wow.
That would be the card combination for that.
Interesting.
To show that you actually signed the contract and the mortgage and you're committed to it. Because it's any kind of agreements, it's any kind of commitments. It can represent, obviously, a marriage commitment. So that is the ring card. And it's something that is repetitive. And it also can represent anything round. So any kind of round thing. It can also represent your jewelry, obviously, if you're looking for that. So you can find missing objects by referencing that, programming that card. So like we talked about earlier, the book card. So let's say you're writing a book and you want to find out what's going on with your book. You can use this, program this card as your book and find out what's happening. Or if you write a book, what's going to happen with it. You can program this. This is, to me, like the High Priestess card. So the High Priestess is like something that's hidden. And a lot of times when you have a reading and Spirit doesn't want you to know what's going to happen, they'll throw the book there. They'll throw the book there. Yeah, and they'll throw, and then in Tarot, they'll throw the High Priestess there, and you're like, oh, come on. Can't you
Yeah.
don't want me to know right now? It's like something's yet to be revealed. It's something that is hidden, and also can reference a school, because if you have like this card and this card, so if you have book,
okay.
and then you also have this, and you throw the child on there, this can represent a school right here. This right here with the book, the house, and the child. It can also, if it's with a where's the Tower card? If you have this with the Tower card and the child, it can represent a university. So that's interesting. And obviously, it can be the shape of a book or something that's kind of like a book, as far as if you're looking for a shape.
Okay.
Okay, so letter card. So this is any forms of written communication. So if you're looking for that message, that text message, you get this card. Yeah, you're good. If you're looking for like the contracts, anything to do with official documents, any kind of official papers, anything written down, that would be the letter card. Also, this can be obviously the shape of the letter. So it can be literally a letter if you're looking for a literal interpretation.
I see.
All right, so here is my man significator card. So this is a neutral card. So if you're doing a reading for a man, you would use this card. Obviously, we're going to go over the woman card, but if you're doing a reading for a man, you would use this card. It is a neutral card, and it doesn't have any aspect to it. It just can represent a person, in the reading. It can represent the other person's partner. So that's also another thing. So if you're doing a grand tableau, you would find whoever you're doing the reading for, and then you would find the other person, which would be part of the couple.
I see.
Then we have the lilies. As I said, the lilies is its purity, its patience. Some readers will read this as something passion. Some people say no. Okay, so it just depends on what you want to do as far as your interpretation. I do see it sometimes as passion. Sometimes I see it as purity. It also can represent the winter time. So this is if you're looking for timing and you see this card, it can represent the winter time. Obviously, it can represent something that's a long time. It can represent wisdom. It can represent old. So that is the lily. And here's our other significator card, which is the woman. So if you're doing a reading for the woman, then you would use this card, and then the man would be for the partner, or the significator other. And then, of course, if there's a third party, then you would throw the dog in there to program that into the situation. Okay. So that's the woman. And then we have the sun card. This is our big luck card. This is one of the best cards in the deck. Just like in the tarot, it's happiness. It can literally mean the sun. It can literally mean that this will take place during the summer, somewhere where it's hot. This is lucky, big luck. It's all happy things here.
Good.
The moon card, just like the moon is referenced as fame. It's reputation. It's romance. It's intuition. So that's all what the moon means. Very good card. It also can represent the moon, and if we're talking about timing, this can represent the nighttime.
Okay.
And then we have the key card. I love this card because if you get this at the end of the spread, it means yes. So it means success. Wow. It means opportunity. It actually can literally mean a key. Very, very cool card.
It's the key to unlock the whatever it is you want.
Yes, exactly. The opportunity that you're looking for. And it also can give answers. So if you're trying to figure out something and get advice, and the card is next to the key card, you're like, okay, let's look and see what card that's next to, so we can see what's going to help you with the situation.
I see.
It gives you solutions. So this is one of my favorite cards too. This is also a very positive card. It is the money card, baby. The money. Now, whenever I see fish, I'm like, that's money. Money card. So obviously this is money, represents money in Lenormand. It also can be a flow of emotions if we're talking about love. It can be movement. It can literally mean the ocean. It can mean fish. It can mean, this also can show somebody who drinks too much.
Oh, wow.
Depending on what cards are around it, but yeah, that can show someone who drinks too much. So we have the Anchor card. That's another positive card. The Anchor card is very positive because it shows the stability. Also, this for me is actually my job card. This is my job card here because, you know, it's something that's stable. It's giving you stability. It's stableness. It obviously can represent an anchor. However, if you want something to move and you see this card, it's not the best card to get. You're like,
yeah.
No. You mean I'm stuck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the negative sense, this card to me feels like the Hangman. It's like,
right, yeah.
Stuck here. I'm stuck. Yeah. All right, so the last card in the deck, which would be the Cross card. This is burdens. It's challenges. It's a test of faith. It is also, if you program it in one way, or you, depending on what you decide to use this card for, you can also talk about spirituality. This can also be used for spirituality. With the Cross card, and literally it can mean a cross or shapes things like a cross. Okay, so I want to go to my notes now, make sure I'm covering everything here. Okay, so I want to go over each of the positive cards and each of the negative cards, because that's also important if you want to do a yes or no answer. But maybe first what we need to do is talk about the fact that cards need to be read from left to right. So let me show you what I mean. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to go over all of our significator cards. Okay, because I need to clear this out of the way so I can show you. All right, so obviously I said that this is the house card. Okay.
Right.
So the house card for me is a positive card. Some people see this card as a neutral card. This represents your house. Okay. This obviously, as I said, if you want to see what's going to happen in your life as far as improvements go or changes in a positive way, the Stork, or obviously if you want to find out about pregnancy, you would use that card. And also the Stork is a positive card. If you want to find out about love, this is a significator card for love. If you want to find out about anything pertaining to love, you would use this card. Obviously, the book card, we talked about the fact that if you want to find out about a book, or you want to find out about education, or anything surrounding gaining knowledge, you would use that card, the book card. Obviously, the significator cards, you have the man and the woman, which are neutral. Yeah. So depending on who you're reading for, that's the cards that you would program into your deck. Obviously, this one can represent your friend. So if you wanted to find out what's going on with your friend, you would use this card. Or obviously, you can use this as a third-party card. If you want to find out about your children, you would use this card. It's the child card. Or if you want to find out if you're going to have a fresh start or new opportunity, of course, you'd use the child card. If you're waiting for a letter or a check, because obviously this can represent a check because it's something that's written. You want to find out where your check is at, or you want to find out about your document, your official document, when's going to happen with it, you can check out this card. If you're worried about competition or enemies, this is the card that you would use. That's the snake card. Okay?
Oh, snake. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to find out when that person's going to communicate with you, you use the birds card. If they're going to call you, the birds card. This is vocal communication. Okay. Okay. If you want to find out when you're going to receive that message or the package from Amazon, you would use that. You would use that card.
I need that card right now.
You want to find out if your car needs to get fixed or if you're going to buy that new car, you use that one. If you want to know about a trip, you use that one.
Okay.
The ship card.
Yeah.
If you want to find out about the public, if you want to find out about what's going to happen with your event, if you want to find out what's going to happen at that conference, you use this card. This is the garden.
Oh, okay.
Or if you want to find out about your engagement party or wedding party, anything like that, you can use that card. You want to find out about your reputation, your fame, you use that card, the moon card.
The moon?
Yep, that's the moon card.
Yep.
Yep. You want to find out about if you're going to get married. You want to find out if you're going to get that agreement, you would use the ring card. If you want to find out if you're going to get more money,
oh yeah.
You want to find out what's going on with your finances, your investments, you would use this card. That's the fish card. If you want to find out about your health, you would use this card. So all these cards that I'm referencing, this is what you look for in the grand tableau when you want to find out what's going on with a particular thing. So if a person has a question about their health and you're doing a reading, you're looking at the grand tableau, you would just go right to the health card, which would be this card, and you can find out what's going on with their health for the next 8 months or whatever you decide to time it for. And that would go for every single card that I gave you. So like you wanted to find out what's going on with your car, if you're going to do some traveling, you go to the boat card or the ship card. You know, you want to find out about love, you would just go right there in the grand tableau and you could see it. All right, so of course this is to do with endings. So if you want to find out about what's going to happen with endings or anything like that, you would use that card, which is the Coffin Card.
Okay.
And if you want to find out what's going on with your job or your stability, you would use that card. Okay, so all right, so now let's talk about the positive cards here and the negative cards. Okay, so obviously the anchor would be a positive card. Okay, so if you're doing a yes or no question, that's a positive card if you get that at the end of the spread. That obviously would be a negative card.
Yeah.
That would be a negative card, yeah. This is a neutral card. The tree card is a neutral card.
Okay.
Okay, the fish card is, for me, a positive card. Fishes are positive because obviously that's movement. It's something that is a positive thing. The ring card, some people say this is neutral. I see this as a positive card, the ring card, because it's showing a commitment. Okay, the moon card, yes, is very positive. That's a positive card. That's definitely a hard yes. It's like the sun card in the tarot.
Okay.
The garden card, some people say this is a positive card. Some people say this is a neutral card. I tend to think this card is more of a neutral card because we're just dealing with people. So it's not giving me anything like significant to go on there. The ship card, I see this as a positive card. Some people see this as a neutral card. Okay.
Okay.
I see this one as a positive card. It's giving you movement. It's messages. It's a visitor. It's actually, if you look at the insert of this card for the God, I can't think of it, the playing card part of this, it's wishes fulfilled. So I mean, obviously that's a card. Yeah. Okay, the birds, neutral card. Snake obviously is a negative card.
Yeah.
Letter is a neutral card for me. Child is a positive card for me. That's a fresh start. That's a new opportunity. For positive. Dog obviously is a positive card. It's loyalty, friendship. Woman obviously is neutral. Man is obviously neutral. Book is neutral because obviously it's not doing anything. It's just staying where it is. It's just a knowledge. It's nothing. So heart obviously is positive. Stork is positive because this talks about improvements and change, and it's change in a positive direction. House, a lot of people see this as a neutral card. Okay, I tend to see this more leaning towards more of a positive card, but we'll just go with what everyone says. It's neutral. So because it's like literally a house, and it's house family. Scythe, I do see this as a negative card. Okay, so because it's cutting things away, but I do believe though in the context that it's really depends on the context. But so you would really look at the concept of the cards around it, because this one can be positive, it can be negative, but it's for the most part people say this one's negative. Obviously that one's negative. The fox card is negative.
Yeah.
Manipulation, lying. Obviously the whips, arguments, and disputes, that would be negative. Sun card obviously is the most positive card. That is like 100% yes. If you get this card, even in if you do a yes or no in tarot, if you get the sun card, you can guarantee that's a yes. You don't even have to go any further. If you get the sun card first, you say that's yes. Star cards, some people see this as a neutral card. I see this as wishes and fulfillments and so forth. So I do see this as a positive card. I definitely see this as a positive card with a catch, a clover, and something that's quick. Yeah. So I do see it as a positive card. Clouds obviously is not a positive card. It's a negative card. Let's see. The mountain obviously is a negative card. Bouquet I see is definitely as a positive card because obviously that's our other luck card. It's a gift. You know, if you want to receive anything, you're going to get that card. The bear I see more as a neutral. Some people see that as a negative card, but I see a bit more of a neutral card because you know, it's a boss figure. It could go like, you know, it could be about control, but it also can be about nurturing. So I see it more of a neutral card, but some people do see it as a negative. Lilies, I see this more as a neutral card. Key absolutely is a yes card, is a positive card. So yes, I see it as a positive card. Mice obviously is a negative card. Okay. And let's see. Cross obviously for me is a negative card. If you get that, burdens, challenges. This Tower card is a neutral card, I think. I feel it's neutral. Some people say it's negative. I say it is neutral. This one's also neutral with the Crossroads. Okay, so... Okay, we went to the positive, negatives. All right, so I want to kind of talk about... I'm going to move my camera down now here.
Okay.
So you can see.
Oh, wow.
All right, so how you would do it is, you know, you would just... You can start out with, because before you go into a grand tableau, so let me just show you a grand tableau. I know I'm all over the place here. Okay, so let's just start with the 3 cards and I'll show you the grand tableau. So you would start out like this, okay? 3 card spread, and you want to read from left to right. And when you're reading, it's a literal, I don't know if you can see me. Can you see it okay?
I can see it great, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay,
There,
so,
better.
okay, so it's a literal like interpretation. So this is an anchor. There's some kind of anchor pertaining to your delivery, and you have knowledge of this. So there's something that's delaying that or holding that up, pertaining to something to do with a book. So obviously, I just threw some cards down, and I was waiting for a book too. That's interesting.
Oh wow, interesting.
Oh my God, I was waiting for a book on Amazon.
Yeah.
I literally threw the cards down, and I was like, "Oh,
you know,
there's
so
something."
funny. I'm waiting for the same thing. So it's for both of us. It's for
so that's weird. That's weird. So it's saying there's an anchor to that. There's something anchoring that from us getting our package, which is known. Yeah, because I did see it on Amazon that it was
so
delayed.
true. So true. I was
crazy.
waiting. I actually emailed somebody about it,
Mm-hmm.
and they never got back to me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's something anchoring it. There's something delaying that. There's something delaying it for a little while. So.
Oh goodness! Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so you can see the literal interpretation. So you would just take it in words. So we have anchor, and we have the delivery person, obviously the writer, and then we have our book.
Wow.
So yeah. So obviously it's going to be a delay on my book.
It came up for what both of us were wondering about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, interesting.
So let's find out why. Okay. So the reason why the anchor is there is because the clover is there. The clover represents something that's sudden. It's something to do with a little bit of luck. So with a little bit of luck, there will be something will be taken away from this anchor. So let's see what's going on with the writer. There is still a little bit of a confusion when it'll get here, though, because we see the clouds below the messenger.
Oh, okay.
Up, and then we have the mountain next to the book, which shows delays. So obviously, the defining card, the anchor is there's something's anchoring it, and then the mountain shows me that yes, there will be a long delay on that with the mountain card there.
Oh my gosh! Well, it's good to know. Wow.
Yeah. A bit of a delay.
I just got a little mini reading.
Yeah.
About something I was wondering about. So
I was too, actually, because I'm also waiting for a book, and I'm like, okay. I did look it up the other day. I'm like, all right, when is it going to be here? When's it going to be here? So I know it's going to be delayed, and you know your book is going to be delayed for a little while. So. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the camera back on me, and I want to share with you the houses for the Grand Tableau.
Okay. Perfect.
This is what the Grand Tableau looks like, okay? So obviously, I laid it out in each of the houses because remember I told you that, well, I didn't tell you guys, but I told Laura that basically this is a house-based system. So when you lay down the Grand Tableau, you're going to lay it down into the houses. You're going to lay down all 36 cards in order. That's all the houses. And each house will tell you a little bit of what's going on, which will flavor the card. So like when I showed you the 3 card spread and then I clarified it with the cards underneath, That's how you would do it with the houses, okay? So if you land on the Rider and then you have a book on top of that, you know you're going to get a package of the book, right? So, because that will be on there. I don't know if you can see my pointer. Can you see my pointer?
I can, yeah.
Okay, great.
I can see it all.
Okay, great. So when you were laying out your grand tableau, you would lay, well, obviously you would memorize this, or you would just keep a piece of paper of what the houses are beside you, and you would lay down your cards. You shuffle your cards. So if you're doing a reading for a woman, you would shuffle your cards, and you would think about that woman, and anything that she particularly wants to know, you think about that when you're laying down your grand tableau, and you would shuffle the cards for a certain time period. You want to time this out because, unfortunately, it's like if you just don't put a timing on this, you don't even know when certain things are going to happen. So you're going to have to put a timing on it. So you have to do either 3 months, 6 months. You can do 8 months. You can do a year out. I like to do it in months because I feel that since it's 8 across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you can see that you would be able to do 8 months all the way across. Now, if you look at this card, let's go down to the lady. Okay. You want to look about which way the lady's going. So obviously in this here, we'll just use this example. She's facing this way. So this would be her future, and this would be stuff that happened in the past. Okay,
I see.
So yeah. And how you would start out the spread is the first thing you would look at is the person that you're doing the reading for. You would look at her and you would see what cards are around her. And you would do a box spread about how the cards are around her. So let me show you what the box spread is before we go any further. You know what the box spread is. So obviously I showed you guys this spread here, right? And this is the box spread. I'm gonna do this for you right now because I want you to see in a mini form what you're doing on the grand tableau and how you can use it in so many different ways to get information. Okay, so let's I'll go back to now. I'm showing you. Stop sharing. Okay, so now you see me again, right?
Yep.
Great. So now let's see if I can move this mic around here and pull this down. Okay, can you see that okay? All right, so this would be box spread. I know this is like advanced techniques along with, it's like all over the place as far as, but yeah, it's a lot to take in. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys were clear on like all the different things. All right, so here's a box spread. What do you want to know, Laura?
What do I want to know?
Well, we could just generally just put it out there. Okay, let's talk about the book again. So let's find out more information about this book.
Okay, right. Well, it's actually an audio CD.
Okay, so it's a CD. Okay, that's fine because the book could work for that. Also, the letter card could work for that. That's fine too. All right, so what's happening with Laura's audio CD? What's happening with Laura's? What's happening with Laura's audio CD? Show me the cards I need to see. Show me the cards I need to see. Okay, so you lay down your cards. Oh, there it is. It came out.
Oh, wow.
So also when you're doing a spread, you want to make sure that you see certain cards that correlate to what you're asking about.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Okay, so let's see. There's a burden and challenge because something's taking a long time. Something to do with communication about the delay. Okay. All right, so the central issue is that there's something that's eating away or something that's being taken away because of the mice card here. So you would look at your central card. That's the first thing you would look at.
I see.
Okay. Then the next thing you would look at is your four corners. So your CD, there's something going on with your CD pertaining to something to do with not a friend, but maybe there's something surrounding a friend or something to do with loyalty or something to do with maybe something pertaining to something surrounding a friend is involved with the situation. That's interesting. And something pertaining to communication. So also this could be a soulmate. So something to do with this CD and something to do with a soulmate and some kind of communication, which is a burden and a challenge to the situation. Okay. And the central issue is something's being taken away, something's eating away. There's some kind of worry around it because the mice is here. Okay, and then if we look at something pertaining to the house, which is where you live, your house, and it's stopping. Something is stopping because something is taking a long time because there's some kind of delay or stoppage here because the mountain card is here. So let's find out about why this coffin card is here. So what we would do is you would knight it. So you knight this, and then you go over to, and then you look up. Something to do with this soulmate connection or this person or this friend is having some type of communication with the birds. Some kind of communication, so oral communication. So something to do with some kind of communication. So something ended or stopped because this person communicated something. Okay, so we know that's going on. So that's why the death card is there. Why is there a delay? The delay is there because of the fact that the book has some kind of burden or challenge to it. There's some kind of burden or challenge, something that's a test of faith, something that is a challenge to the situation. What's the challenge? So let's kind of look up. Getting it to the house, something pertaining to a house. So this could be your house, or it could be the location where this thing is being housed.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
so
it is, yeah.
Going on with the warehouse, which is the reason why there's a burden and a challenge here. And if we look around what's going on, why is there worry? Because then you can also do the umbrella effect. Okay, so there's worry because of the fact that there is something that stopped at this house that's a delay and a challenge. So if you want to find out what's going on with the worry, you would do an umbrella effect. You would look at this card, and this card. You can do that with any part of the spread. So does that make sense to you?
It does.
How that works?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what's happening, actually. I mean, I ordered a CD from this website, and I had to email the guy because I never got an email on it. You might want to lift your camera up a little bit. But I never got an email on it saying, oh, it's been shipped. So I asked him, when are you going to ship it? And he said, oh, I'll ship it today. And then I'll email you and give you the tracking number. And he never did. Yes.
Well, it's either at his house or it's stuck at the warehouse. Because that's what's going on.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see. Maybe something delayed him because he's not the actual author of the CD. He's just kind of an associate to the author. So maybe there was a communication breakdown between those two people. You know, so that really makes sense. Oh, wow. I'm so impressed.
It's really interesting. If you also lay down the tarot on top of that, it can really bring some more in-depth things. So like we can do this again, and we can add the tarot to it, and we can actually get more information. So let's find out why it's delayed. Let's just ask the question, why is it delayed? Okay, so I'll do this again, and we'll use tarot this time with it as well. Okay. So I'll get my smaller cards. Okay, why is her cassette CD delayed? Why is her cassette CD delayed? Why is her cassette CD delayed? Show me cards I need to see. Show me cards I need to see. Why is her cassette CD delayed? And we'll throw down 3 cards. And then we'll also ask the Lenormand 3 cards. Why is her cassette CD delayed? Why is her cassette CD delayed? Why is her cassette CD delayed? Okay, then we'll throw down 3 cards. Okay, so okay. God, we got the snake card.
Oh no.
Okay. So with the tarot, we see that there's someone's waiting for something, waiting for their ships to come, and they're waiting for something. What are they waiting for? Something to do with something corporate structure, following the rules, something to do with the big building. Okay. Let's find out. So what's going on? Someone feels isolated and separated here, or they're trying to get to the bottom of it. They're trying to analyze. So when you see the Hermit card, he's somebody who analyzes. Think about Virgo. He's getting to the bottom. He's trying to figure it out. He's trying to dig deep. You look at this person's light here. They're trying to shed a light on the situation of what's going on with this thing that's not quite right with the snake card. So obviously, they're waiting on something to do with the corporation or following the rules, and they're analyzing. They're obviously puzzled by it because they're analyzing what's going on with this thing that's not quite right. And it looks like someone has walked away from something. They've walked away, and they've walked away from it. they've temporarily walked away from it, and this is recognized with the moon card.
Wait, what did you say about the moon card?
The moon card is something that's recognized. It's something that's recognized about the situation. So it looks like they're analyzing, and so basically what happened was, the reason why there's a delay at the moment is they've tried to analyze what's happened with it. They obviously see there's something not quite right about it, and someone just walked away.
Yeah,
they walked away, the Eight of Cups, and this is recognized about the situation. Oh my Lord. So they're waiting. They're waiting to follow the rules and to have a structured situation. The Tower card. They were analyzing, okay, what's going on with this? I'm trying to figure this out. And then the Snake card is like, this is not right. There's something not right here. There's something that's wrong. And then someone just literally walked away.
Wow.
And that was recognized. And that's what your delay is about. So there you go.
So maybe I should ask for my money back.
Oh, you should ask that.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling, this was kind of going to have a problem. So.
Oh God.
Oh well.
But anyway, you can see how that works in real time.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow! I'm so glad to know that. That's so interesting. Really.
So obviously, there's different systems that you can use, and you can blend them together. And obviously, there's similarities. Like the playing cards are similar to the Lenormand, and the minor arcanon of the tarot is similar to the playing cards. Also, I heard from somewhere, I don't remember where, but a person had talked about the fact that actually the 10s aren't even supposed to be 10s. They are supposed to be taken out because actually represent the female version of the other cards. So you know how you have the king, you have the queen, and you have the jack and the playing cards. Well, there was supposed to be another female equivalent to that card. Kind of like how they have it in the tarot, where they have the page, they have the jack, pretty much, which is the knights, right. And then you have the queen and you have the king. So that was kind of what the playing cards were supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to go up to 10. It was supposed to go up to 9. And so I don't remember who said that. I don't know how I heard it, but that's my thing. I just do a lot of analyzation of how these things are similar. Like a lot of these systems are very similar in nature. The Gypsy is similar to the Lenormand. The Kipper is similar to this. The Tarot, if you look at the major arcana, you can see a lot of similarities to a lot of symbolism of the Lenormand, the Kipper, and the Gypsy. All very similar in nature. So you can bring those systems together to really to bring together very, very, very accurate reading. That's amazing. That's about it.
I was going to ask you, is there a reason she deviated from the tarot and wanted to do something completely different or new? I mean, it's not completely different, but I see. It's every system, including the playing cards, including the tarot. It's only a theory. A lot of this is theory of why this was done the way it was. Right. It's only a theory of why a theory of why they feel that this is based on this person. There's uncertainty whether or not this was really the person who did it. I mean, that's what they're theorizing. Some people say this is the person. Some people say they're not sure. So I don't know. There's a lot of mystery around the origins of a lot of these systems. But there is a lot of systems. And it seems to be, for me, a lot of it's based on the Gypsy Tarot. I mean, if you look at the Gypsy Tarot, Gypsy Oracle, excuse me. It's very similar in nature, symbolism-wise. So you can see, that's the Gypsy right there. And on the Gypsy, you can see this actual definition. So with the Gypsy Tarot, you're looking at a situation where if something is closer or further away, that can show a significant thing for that person. So you would put your person in the center, and then you would put cards around it. And then the cards that are closer would show, okay, this is immediately going to affect this person. The further they are away,
it's going to be further out. That's how the gypsy works. But anyway, a lot of the symbolism is the same. So did you have any other questions?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you how long you've been studying all of this. Because you really are knowledgeable about all these different systems and how they kind of correspond to each other. And
Thank you. I feel like I'm always learning new things. I started reading tarot when I was 14 years old because of my uncle. Yeah, my uncle was estranged from the family, got back into the family, and he took me to my first occult shop, and he got me a deck of cards with the tarot, and it had like the definitions on the top and the bottom, and he also got me my first pentagram.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So around that time, I explored a lot of things. I would go to the bookstore. It just really fascinated me. I would go to the Barnes & Noble and I would look up the occult section. I would study a lot of different things. I've studied a lot of occult topics and a lot of different systems, near-death stuff, Reiki, all kinds of different things. So it's been going on for a long time.
What did you first get into? What drew you at first?
What drew me at first? The death of my grandma. Well, my grandma was going through cancer, and I thought she was going to die. And that night I had a dream, and I realized that it wasn't going to be her, it was going to be my grandfather. And around that time I had, like, I guess, a spiritual awakening. And then from that time on, I constantly have visions and dreams and intuition, things that happen to me. And then I went through another awakening when I was around 28, which was a really big one.
Oh, wow.
And, that forced me, because before that I was just like, yeah, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to, become an accountant. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go in that. But then when you have your spiritual awakening and all you can think about is, God and spirit and all that, it kind of takes away from that when you're trying to study for a CPA exam and you're just like, I can't focus.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what really put me on that path. What's that?
Do you have a lot of 8th house planets, or do you have like?
Yeah, I do have Gemini in the 8th house, and I have the moon in Sagittarius, which is aspecting the 8th house. So moon is in the 2nd house, aspecting the 8th house. Right. And then I have an exalted Jupiter in Cancer. And then, of course, I'm Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know. A lot of that stuff happens. And you don't expect that, you're going to go that way. I didn't expect that I was going to go this way with my life, but it just ended up going that way. So. Yeah, same here. Do you have any other questions?
No, I don't. This has been wonderful. I really enjoyed this. I mean, it was so accurate. Wow. I'm really impressed. And, for something so practical, something that I really needed a practical answer for, boom, it's right there. You know what I mean? Right. It was amazing.
Well, most of the time you're not going to use the grand tableau. Most of the time when you're doing readings, you're going to just do a yes or no answer. You're going to do the smallest spreads to find out what you need. And you just do, I just threw some cards down, but of course you want to balance.
Gave me a lot of information.
And so forth. Yeah. You can layer it and you can use different techniques for it to get the quick answers that you need. So it's the good thing about the system.
Wonderful system, really. I'm going to try to learn more about it and get into it. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I've had a great time. This was great, really.
Thank you so much, Laura, for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, so we'll talk soon.
Absolutely.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.